What comes to mind when I say the words North Korea? Nuclear missiles? A dictatorship? A ticking time bomb? Well, what if I told you North Korea had another major program that brings in billions and funds over 10% of their entire defense program? The story of the incredible rise of North Korea's hackers hasn't been covered much by the media. Yet the Lazarus Group, one of North Korea's most well-known hacker groups, has managed to hack banks, use ransomware to take out hospitals around the world, and make billions for Kim Jong-un and North Korea in the process. So where exactly is this hacking army headed? And which countries will they target next? Well, to understand where we're headed, we first have to learn how we got here. Part 1.
Moving wave of huge cyber attacks has swept the globe, affecting computers in thousands of locations.
The Lazarus Group has been described by the FBI as North Korea's main state-sponsored hacking organization. The group is made up of an unknown number of individuals. Some estimates put the number as high as 7,000 people. Their earliest known attack, codenamed Operation Troy, happened back in 2009 when they operated several DDoS attacks against the South Korean government. That was the first major hack from the Lazarus Group, a name that would soon become well known in the cybersecurity community. Looking back at historic events such as the Cold War, it's hard to imagine a country as small as North Korea ever attacking the United States in any way. But if you didn't think the North Korean hackers would go after the United States, think again. In June 2014, Sony Pictures released a trailer for their upcoming movie The Interview, a movie about two journalists who were being sent by the CIA to North Korea to assassinate Kim Jong-un. A spokesperson for North Korea responded, saying that the film was a wanton act of terror and promised a merciless response if the studio proceeded with releasing the film. Sony decided to ignore the threat and press on ahead. In November of 2014, a few months after the trailer was released and only 1 month prior to the movie being released in theaters, Sony employees began reporting that their computers had been hacked by a group called the Guardians of Peace. After this happened, Sony decided to shut down their entire network to avoid any other data leaks or hackings that may have been underway. In the following days, Sony kept their networks offline as the North Korean hackers began leaking damaging emails, salaries, medical records, movies, and screenplays that belonged to the company and its employees. 5 unreleased Sony movies were put online, as well as the script for their next James Bond movie, Spectre. The hack was immediately assumed to be North Korea, given the controversy surrounding Sony's upcoming movie, The Interview. After further investigation, the FBI ended up tracing back the Guardians of Peace group directly to North Korea's most notorious state-sponsored hackers, the Lazarus Group. North Korea denied the allegations that they were behind the hacking, but deemed that the hack was a righteous deed. The US government at the time labeled the cyber attack as cyber vandalism and launched many small cyber responses back at North Korea, one of which was a 10-hour internet outage in North Korea in December of that same year. While the items hacked by North Korea seemed small on paper, being able to hack a company as big as Sony showed the true power of the regime. If they were able to hack into a multi-billion-dollar company's private records, how much more damage could they do if they really wanted to? This would turn out to be only the beginning of the hackings run by Kim, and things would only escalate from here. Part 2. If you were to ask a cybersecurity expert to rank countries by their cyber warfare skills, China and America would be tied for the best in the world, but not too far behind, Russia and North Korea would most definitely be tied for second. This may come as a surprise to you, given North Korea's tiny population, but there's good reason for their ranking. When it comes to cyber attacks and heists, North Korea is unmatched. Most of North Korea's cybercrimes are done by North Korea's intelligence agency, Reconnaissance General Bureau, or RGB for short. More specifically, it is believed to be RGB's Unit 180. Unit 180, known as the Lazarus Group to the outside world, is specifically responsible for hacking foreign entities and stealing outside money for the Kim regime. One of the most well-known North Korean bank heists was pulled off back in 2017 by none other than the Lazarus Group. By targeting developing countries in Africa and Asia, Kim's hackers were able to breach bank networks and attack their application servers which handle ATM transactions. This then allowed the hackers the ability to empty out ATM cash machines by recruiting unbeknownst locals into their scheme. In this single breach, which became known as Fast Cash, the Lazarus Group was able to steal tens of millions of dollars from over 30 countries across Africa and Asia. While bank heists on developing countries have been a successful avenue for Kim Jong-un's hacker army, the most reliable moneymaker for the rogue state has been the theft of a fairly new technology. Part 3. According to a recent report done by Chainalysis, a private company that investigates crypto-related crimes, the Lazarus Group has been responsible for hacks that have resulted in over $1.75 billion worth of different coins being stolen from cryptocurrency exchanges. This number alone would cover 10% of North Korea's entire defense budget. So you may be wondering, how exactly does North Korea hack these crypto exchanges? Well, their methodology is actually pretty straightforward. Most exchanges have escrow accounts to hold all of their customers' coins for them, while most of these funds are kept safely offline in so-called cold hardware wallets. In order for the exchanges to be able to handle daily trading activity, some of the coins have to be kept in hot wallets that are connected to the internet and only directly accessible to senior level administrators at the company. So how do hackers like the Lazarus Group gain access to these hot wallets? The hackers create real-looking personal profiles on platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn and have them appear as if they work at legitimate crypto companies. One of the most successful fake personas created by the Lazarus Group was Wally Darwish, a man who supposedly worked for a cryptocurrency company based in Michigan called Chailas LLC. The next step in their scheme is the hackers reach out to a network user at the targeted crypto exchange company and try to persuade them to download an infected document. Once their malware is in that user's work computer, they can use that user's computer to target higher-level admins. Typically, only 1 or 2 admins have direct access to a cryptocurrency exchange's hot wallet private keys. However, if the hackers are able to compromise a high enough figure in the company, they can reach the wallet and steal the coins. And this is what would unfortunately happen with the Lazarus Group's creation of Wally Darwish. In the spring of 2018, the Darwish and Chaila profiles were convincing enough to bait employees of a cryptocurrency exchange in Hong Kong into downloading malware. Within a few weeks of the infected software's installation, the Lazarus Group had stolen around 10,800 bitcoins from the exchange's hot wallet. The coins at the time were worth $94 million and are now valued to be worth more than $500 million. Once the funds are moved out of a crypto wallet, the transaction is irreversible. Once the coins are gone, they are gone forever and cannot be recovered. This is, after all, one of the main reasons North Korea has been moving so heavily to cryptocurrency. In terms of the exchange that was hacked, currently there is an ongoing investigation into it, and the name of the exchange that was hacked has not yet been made public. It wasn't until February of this year that the FBI was able to file an indictment against 3 specific North Korean hackers who were a part of the Lazarus Group and suspected of creating the fake Chailas Trade Pro malware that led to the exchange's hacking. Time will tell what happens next in this investigation. On top of the cryptocurrency exchange hacks, North Korea has also engaged in ransomware attacks on crucial networks in other foreign countries. Even during the pandemic, North Korea allegedly hacked Britain's National Health Service in a ransomware attack. In comparison to banks and cryptocurrency exchanges, by choosing to target healthcare systems, Kim Jong-un's hacker army is taking their cyber attack to a whole new degree of severity. When there are ransomware attacks hitting medical systems during a pandemic, the hacking no longer becomes just a monetary threat. These hacks could have devastating effects that go beyond just stolen money, and this is ultimately why many countries such as the US now see a need to ramp up the cybersecurity on their critical systems. Going back to the Lazarus Group, it's been hard to gather specific information about the intricacies of the group. However, one North Korean defector who was originally recruited to join the country's state-run hacking program spoke a bit more on his knowledge of the Lazarus Group. North Korea's best hackers often lived in the capital city of Pyongyang. The specific individual hackers who were behind the hacks that generated millions of dollars for North Korea were often rewarded with material benefits known as Kim Jong-un's special gifts, which no other citizens had access to. This list of special gifts included cars, comfortable houses, and other material benefits. So there was a lot of incentive for those in North Korea's cybersecurity division to focus on cybercrime. With the North Korean government being able to hand-pick and recruit the best and brightest North Korean students to either work on their nuclear program or join their hacker army, it's unlikely the Lazarus Group or any of their other hacker groups are going anywhere anytime soon. It's sad to think of all the young North Koreans being wasted on state-run schemes designed to rob foreign banks and install ransomware. Working as one of Kim Jong-un's brave warriors often means being cut off from society and working in the most guarded sections of North Korea's military base. But what is the case for many in the Lazarus Group? They have no choice. Between 2019 and 2020, ransomware incidents rose by more than 300%. As cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream and we rely more and more on our digital systems, the cases of hackings coming from Kim Jong-un's hackers will only continue to increase. And as more critical infrastructure such as healthcare systems and national pipelines rely on computer networks, the severity of these incidents will likely only get worse. What are your thoughts on the Lazarus Group and North Korea's hidden business of hacking? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious to know. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for new videos every week.